Thank you so much for joining me back here. Today we're going to do my August reading wrap up. I will have to go and look and see how many I read in August. I feel like, considering how busy my life is right now, I'm doing okay. School is taking up a lot of my time, work is taking up a lot of my time, but I have started dedicating about an hour or so at bedtime to reading my books. So I think it's going okay. My hair's lighter. I have bangs now. Guys, I'm a new woman. I'm a new woman. A lot changing in my life right now. I'm doing this video a little later than I would normally like to. I usually like to do it at the beginning of the month, but like I say, life has been busy. I haven't had a chance to. I planned to record last week, and my husband ended up having a lot of days off last week, so I didn't get to. But that's okay. I'd rather spend time with him, to be completely honest. Okay, apparently I read a decent amount. Whoa, I didn't realize I'd read this month. In the month of August, I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books in August. That's awesome. Some of them are rereads, I'll get into that, and most of them were audiobooks, but that's okay. Let's jump into it. First up, I have Obsidio by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. Book 3 of the Illuminate Files. Excellent. I think the first one is maybe my favorite in the series, just because it was so different for me. I don't read a whole lot of sci-fi, so reading it, that in the mixed format, excellent. I loved it. This one I think was a good conclusion. It kind of gave you enough to feel satisfied, but it also left some things kind of open to maybe give you an opportunity to think about maybe what happens with the characters later on. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Loved the characters. Like all the sci-fi elements that's in it. It's great. I plan on buying these for my shelves. I have the first one. I have Illuminate. I plan to buy Gemina and Obsidio for my bookshelves so I can have them in my collection. I also read Made in Manhattan by Lauren Lane. Have I not already talked about this one? I guess I made a reading vlog dedicated to rom-coms, so maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I'll link it if you want to go check it out. It's basically just dedicated to 4 different rom-coms that I read all within the same video. Made in Manhattan, Lauren Lane. This was recommended to me by Erin, so thank you so much, Erin. It was really good. We have our city girl who is tasked with making this Southern guy into kind of a corporate figure. He's from New Orleans, I think, maybe, somewhere down south. And his grandmother owns this company, and she's kind of wanting it to stay in the family, and she wants it passed on. And he's the only like heir that's left, but he's never been a part of the picture before. He didn't know that this was part of his family. He didn't know his dad growing up, so he didn't know his grandmother. And she kind of goes and she finds him and kind of just drops this on him like, hey, I'm your grandma, I have this company, I want you to run it. And so our main character, I don't remember the names, our main character kind of breaks him down, whittles him down, and teaches him the way of city life. It was cute. I liked it. I liked the ending. Ending was satisfying. That's all I really have to say about it. Rom-com. A little bit of spicy romance. I wouldn't say smut. It's definitely not smut, but it's a little spicy in some parts. Next up I have one I'm super excited about. Again, go check out my reading vlog if you want more in-depth excitement about it. But next up I have Isn't It Romantic by Lisa K. Adams. Lisa K. Adams? Lisa K. Adams? I always say Lisa K. Adams. Is it Lisa K. Adams? Anyways, I love this series, guys. The Romance Book Club. I've talked about it multiple times on my channel. Basically, we have a group of guys who get together, read romance books. They call them the manuals, and they use the things in these romance books to teach them about their love life and teach them how to romance their women better. This one specifically follows Vlad, who is my favorite character in the series. He is a hockey player, Russian hockey player, who came to America to play hockey, and he secretly married his best friend, Elena, something like that, for her visa so she could come to America as well. So it's kind of it's not a green card wedding, it's a visa wedding, a visa marriage, so they could both live in America. Fake wedding. But lo and behold, they both love each other. Great. Love it. Vlad, like I say, is my favorite character in the whole series, so I really enjoyed having a book about him. This one was kind of intense. It was maybe the most intense out of the 4 for me so far. This one and the first one are probably tied for my favorite. go check out this series if you like it. There's some spicy romance in this one too. Just be aware. Next up, I have a Sarah J. Maas book. I am on a huge Sarah J. Maas kick right now. I have The Assassin's Blade, which is kind of the prequel to Throne of Glass. I'm slowly making my way through Throne of Glass right now. I am in the last one, Kingdom of Ash. I've rededicated my time to reading it. So hopefully I'll get through it here soon. I feel like I've been reading that book for months because things have come in my library and my Libby, and I've just been trying to get through those before they go out. That's besides the point. Assassin's Blade, prequel to Throne of Glass. I wish I had read this one sooner. I think maybe even before Throne of Glass. I think people recommend you read Throne of Glass and then this one, or maybe Throne of Glass. What's the second one? Heir of Fire, and then this one. You're supposed to read this one earlier on based on what other people have told me. I kind of wish I'd read this one first. I didn't really care much for the first one, for Throne of Glass itself, because I felt like Selena was all talk and nothing to back it up. I feel like I would have enjoyed Throne of Glass better if I had read this one first and gotten a better feel for her character and her history and her past. That being said, this one is basically 3 or 4 or 5 stories of her being an assassin before Throne of Glass actually starts. It's her life with Arabin and Sam and all that kind of stuff. So prequel backstory for Selena, pretty much. Wish I'd read it earlier. If you haven't read Throne of Glass yet and you plan to, read it early on and you'll get kind of a better rounded view, not only of Selena, but some of the other stuff that's referenced in the series. Next up, I have Talk Bookish to Me by Kate Bromley. This again is another rom-com. I included it in my rom-com reading vlog if you want to go check it out. Really enjoyed this one. Liked our main protagonist in this one. Basically, it's kind of a second chance romance type thing. Our 2 main characters dated in college, split up, and now it's like 10 years later, and our main female protagonist is best friends with someone who's getting married, and the guy that she's marrying is best friends with her ex-boyfriend. So they're both brought together for this wedding. They're both in this wedding. It's kind of a forced close proximity type thing, kind of, and they kind of rekindle their love. Of course, something happens, something dramatic happens, and a hiccup is found, as is the arc in rom-coms, but in romances in general. But overall, it was cute. Liked the ending. I liked our male protagonist in this one. I thought he was kind of quirky, kind of funny. Recommend it. Next, I have a recommendation that was given to me by Ange. So Ange, thank you, because I really did enjoy this one. I have The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. This one is a clean romance. I always enjoy my clean romances. In this book, our main female protagonist is a bodyguard, and she is tasked to guard a popular, famous actor type figure. You can kind of guess what happens. It reminded me of Miss Congeniality, is what I said, at least in the beginning sections of it, because they're kind of wanting her to remake herself into this like glowing figure that would appeal to a famous actor, because their undercover kind of backstory is that they're dating. So she pretends to be his girlfriend so she can stay close to him and be his bodyguard. There's like crazy fans in the mix who send this guy some crazy stuff that's funny and not really threatening, but they treat it as a threat. It's funny. Overall, it's great. Clean. I listened to it on audiobook. I do recommend that. I thought it was great. Thank you, Ange, for recommending it to me. Lastly, I have some rereads to talk about. I told you I've been in a huge Sarah J. Maas kick. I reread ACOTAR by Sarah J. Maas. I have really been itching to reread these here the past couple of months. I found so far, since the first time I read these, I average about once a year. I usually read these every year. Here the last couple of times it has been as audiobooks, just because I know the story. I don't really want to sit down and dedicate a lot of my free time to reading something I've already read before, so I've been listening to them. Excellent though. Loved it just as much. Don't know what else to say. I've talked about this plenty on my channel before. Reread them. Great. Kind of wishing we could get Azriel's book next. Elaine's book, however you want to put it. Guys, I'm so anxious to figure out what's going to happen. I want as real and Elaine to end up together as I'm sure a lot of people in the fandom do. But I also feel bad for Lucian. So I don't know where I land. I don't know where I stand. I'll probably just fall down. That's besides the point. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe down below and leave a comment. Let me know down below what you read in August. I'm talking about August. And specifically, what was your favorite read from August? So maybe I can come check it out. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts were as well. You guys are awesome. I am so thankful for you. Thanks for sticking around when I'm inconsistent. I love you. We'll be back here next time, guys. See ya!